Hello, I'm Henry Keane and we are UATV English. We are online to give you the Ukrainian perspective of reality of war. Watch in the episode. Russia will never invade NATO country, says Putin. Russia plans a blitzkrieg in Suwalki, Finland. Ukrainian infantry holds the line in Vovchansk. Please comment and subscribe to our channel while watching it. By doing so, you help us to fight off Russian criminal aggression. Welcome to the News Pulse. Russia does not want war. Russia will never invade. Russia wants peace, says Russia.
As far as it depends on Russia, we do not want war, and we have no plans to invade Ukraine. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov.
Russia did not want war with Ukraine, but invaded it anyway because it had no choice. Exactly that rhetoric is used today. Russia will never invade NATO countries. Never, ever. You can trust Putin on that.
The legend that Russia is going to attack Europe or NATO countries is the most incredible lie. Russian dictator Vladimir Putin.
So Russia is not warmongering and belligerent in any way and seeks only peace, unless it finds a reason not to. The reason could be, anything really. Military aid to Ukraine. President Zelensky is too Jewish, and the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Umerov, is too Muslim. And both of them are way too neo-Nazi. Or maybe the Russian language is offended in Ukraine and NATO countries like Baltic states, for example. In plain terms, Putin's message to the world is like that. Russia's plans are always legit. Russia always wants peace. Russia will never invade. Everything Russia says is true. Russia never committed any war crimes. It never sent any cluster missiles to kill Ukrainian children. It never, just 2 days ago, killed 14 people in Kiev. And exactly as all that never happened, Russia will never invade NATO countries. Of all the above-mentioned reasons, just pick up your favorite to trust Russia and see what happens. We in Ukraine already did.
It has been exactly 100 days since Ukraine unconditionally accepted the US peace proposal to completely cease fire, put an end to the killing and move forward with a genuine peace process. It has been exactly 100 days since Russia has been rejecting this basic first step toward peace. 100 days of Russian manipulations and missed opportunities to end the war. 100 days of Russia escalating terror against Ukraine rather than ending it. Ukraine Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha.
So, no matter what you believe in, it is a matter of fact, it was Russian missile that completely obliterated civilian bloc. 24 people were killed by Russian drones and missiles during the last massive attack on Kiev. Volodymyr Zelensky commemorated the victims on the site of the main strike. And when I say massive attack, I mean it. Because smaller packs of Shahid strike drones target the capital of Ukraine and other settlements in Ukraine every single night for 3 years in a row by now. Dictators do not stop willingly. Never. They just don't know how. It's the whole essence of dictatorship, you see, impunity. Why stop if you are led to not to? So here it is in easy terms for you. If the question sounds like, if Russia ever will invade NATO, then the answer should sound like, it should not be left for Russia to decide. To avoid any kind of Russian invasion of NATO, NATO should be ready for Russian invasion of any kind. As simple as that. Otherwise, in a year or so, we all will be discussing what piece of Poland, Baltic states and Europe we want to give up to Russia so to appease its imperial appetite of peace. On the night of June 19th, Russia once again demonstrated clearly its world-class air defense capabilities when Ukrainian drones paid a surprise visit to the city of Volgograd. By morning, locals were granted a rare chance, not so rare really, to be filming a cozy little fire next the military airfield. According to Russian telegram channels, the governor of Volgograd region, Andrei Bocharov, proudly declared that a massive drone attack, as he said, was heroically repelled. The Russian Defense Ministry announced the alleged downing of 81 drones, 19 over Bryansk region, 17 over Kursk, 13 over Smolensk, 7 over Volgograd, 6 over Oryol, 5 over Rostov city, 5 over the temporarily occupied Crimea territory, 3 each over Belgorod and Astrakhan regions, and 2 over Ryazan region, and even 1 lonely drone over the Moscow region. All in all, just another calm, safe night, right, in the land of Russia, the land of truth, peace and transparency. Russia has begun constructing a garrison for an artillery brigade in the closed military town of Kandalaksha, located at the border with Finland, according to Finnish media Yle, which analyzed recent satellite imagery. This is the first clear indication of Russia steadily bolstering troop numbers near the Finnish border. Construction works in Kandalaksha in Russia's Murmansk region started last winter, really. Large-scale excavation has been carried out, new buildings have been built, all the structures are being renovated and the ground is just being cleared. Local officials say the site will host a new artillery brigade, an engineering unit just as well. Previously, the area served mainly as a storage site for supplies. The scope of the project suggests a long-term plan for strategic expansion and possible supply of military force operating in the Scandinavian Arctic region. Estimates suggest that the 2,000 soldiers will be stationed in Kandalaksha, but real numbers could be much higher. Moscow is allocating about 450 million euros for this effort.
Russia has 2 reasons to increase military activity near Finland. The first and more urgent reason is to train military personnel and service older equipment so it can be used for the war in Ukraine. This is evident from the Yle's earlier findings based on satellite images. In contrast, the new satellite images from Lubcha Savino obtained by the Yle are evidence of a new and different development. Russia is seeking to permanently reinforce its troops specifically along the border with Finland. From the publication of the Finnish broadcaster Yle.
Satellite imagery also reveals new activity at the Sapiorne garrison, situated between the Gulf of Finland and Lake Ladoga. Sapiorne is a village in the Leningrad region, just 70 kilometers from Finland's border, has recently seen the arrival of additional military equipment, likely engineering gear, including pontoon bridges. This buildup appears linked to the neighboring garrison, where an existing brigade is being upgraded into a full division, nearly tripling its manpower near Kamenka. In Petrozavodsk, further south, Russia has stepped up its military logistics as well. Armored depots are being restocked, a railway brigade has been established, and a new aviation division headquarters has been set up, all signs of a fully fledged military command engineering in the area. In addition, Russia is forming a new 44th Army Corps in Karelia, which could comprise up to 15,000 troops, with much of its equipment sourced from Petrozavodsk area and stores. Under the Kremlin plans, troop numbers are expected to grow substantially in coming years, transforming brigades of a few thousand soldiers into all divisions of up to 10,000 people, thereby boosting Russia's military presence along the borders with Finland, Estonia and Latvia, all NATO members. But keep up on trusting Putin, though. It is also much for Russian peace effort, of course. On the other side of Baltics, in the Suwalki Gap, Russia is openly planning a blitzkrieg against Poland and Lithuania, disguising it, of course, as a Zapad 2025, West 2025 military drills. The Suwalki Gap is just a short but strategically vital land corridor that links the Baltic states to the rest of Europe, and it would be a primary target for Russian forces if they have attempted to seize Baltics. This narrow passage, about 65 kilometers, about 40 miles wide, connects Poland with Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. It sits between Kaliningrad, Russia's heavily fortified exclave, and Belarus, Moscow's loyal ally. If Russia were to control the Suwalki Gap, it could create a direct land link between Kaliningrad and Belarus, effectively isolating the Baltic countries and blocking NATO's overland support routes. Blitzkrieg in Suwalki, cutting off the Baltic states from a land corridor with NATO, an offensive against Finland in the Baltic Sea to cut sea routes. No less than that, but this looks exactly like a strategic plan of further expansionism and expansionist aggression of Russia that we predicted just about a year ago on UATV channel in the project Who's Next. Watch the original video on our channel. The link is in the comment section right below. The Ukrainian electronic warfare system Lima is reportedly outperforming both Russian and Western counterparts in intercepting guided aerial bombs used by Russia. That's according to The Telegraph. British analysts note that despite reduced military aid from the US and slow responses from some European nations, Ukraine is making highly effective use of the equipment it already has received. Ukrainian engineers have successfully developed a system capable of jamming Russian guided aerial bombs equipped with Universal Gliding and Correction Module, UGC, significantly reducing the accuracy of these strikes, unlike traditional electronic warfare stations that merely generate radio noise to disrupt enemy systems. The Lima system employs advanced digital suppression. According to the manufacturer, it combines jamming, spoofing, and cyber attacks targeting the navigation receiver, making it a far more sophisticated and disruptive tool on the battlefield.
So there's no doubt that Ukraine has the technical sophistication, the industrial capacity, and the tactical imagination to create its own formidable defenses. Indeed, by many metrics, the Ukrainian army is not only the largest, but also the best equipped on the European continent, bar Russia's. From the Telegraph publication.
Additionally, domestically produced weapons now cover up to about a half of all Ukrainian military's need. I guess the resourcefulness comes indeed with a lack of partnership, isn't it not? Ukraine's defense forces continue to hold back the enemy on the Vovchansk front. Amongst the defenders serve the soldiers of the 57th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade. For over a year by now, they have been defending the northern parts of Kharkiv Oblast. Our report tells the story of their resilience, courage, and determination.
These are the tanks of the 57th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade, named after Kostya Gordienko. They crushed the enemy in Bakhmut and Lysychansk, helped liberate Kherson region, and defended Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. For over a year now, their armor has been holding the line and effectively destroying enemy forces along the Vovchansk front. Despite relentless shelling from various types of Russian weaponry, which have nearly leveled Vovchansk, the enemy has not managed to capture the city. Their renewed offensive on Kharkiv region in May 2024 collapsed. All assaults were repelled by Ukrainian defenders. Commander of the 57th Brigade says, currently the enemy is attempting to attack in small groups on the Vovchansk axis, but their efforts are unsuccessful.
As of today, thank God, we're holding the defense firmly. Collective firepower is working excellently. Intelligence is top-notch. And all the honor and respect goes to our infantry. It's an incredible thing when infantry is operating with assault rifles. The enemy has no chance. That's probably why we've held the city of Vovchansk for over a year. As far as I know, it's the largest city in Ukraine where urban combat has continued for so long.
37-year-old Dennis has been the commander of a rifle battalion for just 2 days. He's from Apostolov, in Dnipropetrovsk region, and that's his call sign, Apostle. Before 2015, Denis was a beekeeper. Then he joined a volunteer battalion and rose through the ranks in the 57th Brigade, from infantryman to commander. In 2022, while defending Sieverodonetsk, he was severely wounded. He underwent 27 surgeries and a year of rehab, but still returned to the front.
I've seen the ATO, JFO, and the full-scale war across many sectors of the front. Wherever the 57th Brigade shows strength, we set the example. The more of them we put in the ground, the better our harvests on that land. Everyone here knows, behind each of us are our homes. Many have their homes under occupation. Everyone has families. and everyone has their own motivation.
Senior lieutenant with the call sign Kvilia commands the reconnaissance company. During his service in the brigade, he and his team have carried out numerous missions behind enemy lines.
Since becoming an officer here, I went from platoon commander to company commander. In all that time, I've had only 2 MIA. Every operation, I led the group myself. I always went in first and came out last. Always.
Over 11 years, 7 soldiers of the brigade have received the title Hero of Ukraine. Oleg Fedorov is one of them. He's been fighting since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. He took part in liberating Kherson region and defended Bakhmut and Chasiv Yar. As a BMP, infantry fighting vehicle commander, he repeatedly rescued fellow soldiers under fire.
I was the commander of a YPR 765 vehicle. Crews would change, drivers, gunners. Some couldn't handle it, some were wounded. But I stayed. I kept driving. We evacuated the wounded, delivered infantry, and took part in assaults. Just for Chasiv Yar, I was in 6 assaults because we had 2 assaults every month.
According to Brigade Commander Yevhen Solodayev, over 11 years, the soldiers, NCOs, and officers have risked their lives daily, demonstrating bravery and resilience.
Our motto on the patch is "Born in Battle." That says it all. Endurance, grit. If you look at the brigade's combat history, not once have we been assigned to a quiet sector or where there was no combat. Wherever we were deployed, the enemy's plans would collapse. We took the initiative, stopped their advances, and inflicted maximum losses across every front. To your positions. Full volley, target acquired, fire.
Reported by Natalia Bilokudria, Andriy Domove from Kharkiv region, UATV News.
That was it for today. My name is Henry Keane and we are Newsballs at UATV English. We thank you so very much for your time and attention. We appreciate that indeed, as it helps the Ukrainian voice to be heard worldwide. Please comment and subscribe. Join the Ukrainian fight for freedom and sovereignty. Hope to see you soon, already tomorrow. Goodbye.